Hello, good morning. It's very, very early in the morning in Lincoln. My name is Piria. I'm a knitter, shopkeeper and mum from Lincoln in the UK. And I love to chat about my knitting, I love to knit. And now I also love to teach. It is something new that me and my friend have started doing this year. I'm wearing my Castle Crafts Collective t-shirt today. That's our little logo for our teaching arm. I don't like to say business, it's not a business really, but for our little teaching collective. At the moment we're teaching absolute beginners how to knit, and it is going so well. Today is our 4th week, and first week we learn how to knit, second week we learn how to purl, and this 3rd week they've been learning to rib, and it feels like that's been the toughest week so far. I'm originally from Finland and I'm a Nordic knitter, very similar to continental, but we do the Norwegian purl. So we always hold the yarn in our left hand and we always hold the yarn at the back. So that was the purl stitch is quite a complicated maneuver to sort of bring the yarn to the front with your needle whilst pushing it through the stitch. So the continental, I'm teaching continental, and my friend Debbie is teaching English style knitting. And the purl week was very tough for the continental knitters, but the ribbing week has been really difficult for the English style learner knitters, and I've been teaching myself how to knit English style. I've been in the UK for nearly 30 years now. I got my dual citizenship in 2021, and now in 2025 I can also knit English style. I'm getting more comfortable with it. I wouldn't say confident just yet, but more comfortable with it. And it's been really interesting to learn at the same time with the group, because I'm experiencing exactly the same things as the learners are experiencing. When you first start to rib, we are all creating extra stitches when we forget to flick the yarn from the front to the back. Because English style knitters hold the yarn in their right hand and they hold it at the back when knitting and hold it at the front when purling. So you need to remember to flick the yarn so it's on the right side for knitting or purling. And that's been tough. You think you've done fine, and then you come to a couple of rows above and realise you've made some extra columns of knit stitches or purl stitches. But we haven't told them that this week is going to be even tougher, because we're teaching them. I'm wearing my winter speech cardigan to demonstrate the stitches. This has a lot of double moss stitch. I'm looking at it, yeah, double moss stitch on the side. So I'm wearing this today because double moss stitch is often used in cabled knits and little borders. So yeah, we're doing double moss stitch and single seed stitch, and all of us, me, my friend Debbie, who I'm teaching with and who I've written the scarf pattern with, and our friend Lindsay, who's tested the pattern, we've all struggled with single seed stitch. So we hope that the learners have now this week learned to recognize their stitches, because when you go on to double moss stitch and single seed stitch, it's really important that you recognize the V's and the for knit stitches, and the purl bumps for the purl stitches. But anyway, that's why I'm wearing my winter speech cardigan today. is by Andrea Mowry. I have 3 of these. Yes, I know I'm greedy. They're all gorgeous. I've got this one that I knitted with Drops Daisy. This was my first time buying Drops Daisy, and the colour was completely flat when it arrived. I hated it. There was just, I like it mix or what's the other word for it? Of the not tweed, heather. I like a heathered yarn. I don't really like variegated yarns or hand-dyed yarns that much, but I like a heathered yarn, and when there's a little bit of variation. But this was so flat. But I had already discovered Make It Tweed. I can't remember which company it's by. I think it's Serdar. Is it Serdar Make It Tweed? Anyway, it is this thread that has got tweeds in it that you can knit it in with any yarn, and it completely transformed this piece. It is gorgeous, and I really enjoy knitting this cardigan. That's why I'm knitting free. But last week here in the UK was half term, so I took a couple of days off with my daughter, and we went on a little train trip. We went to Scarborough, Newcastle and York, and just had the best time ever. And I had a big knit on my needles that was close to getting finished, but I didn't want to take that one with me, so I cast on some socks. We went to 3 cities and I knitted 3 pairs of socks. I cast on these 2 to start with. I did cast on a different pair to start with, but I realised after I knitted the leg that I had picked up wrong size needles by accident. I knitted these ones with 3.25 needles and these ones with 3s, and I definitely prefer the ones knitted with 3s. I would be quite happy to go to 275. These are in DK weight yarn. I have bought this DK weight yarn to knit myself a jumper or cardigan, and I just feel it's a little bit too light for me. I had knitted a whole back panel of a Besties Hoodie for me with it, not the whole back panel, the from the shoulder seam to the bottom of the armpits, and I just felt it was too light for me, so I ripped it back, and I wanted to use this for something else. And when we were getting ready to go away, I thought I need a small knitting project, and I thought about a few different things what to knit, and then I decided to go down the sock route. I really desperately want some DK weight socks myself. Unfortunately, none of these have come out in my size. I tried really hard, but it didn't happen this time. I'm just trying to look which pair's which. I think these ones, because I needed one pair cuff down and the other pair toe up, but I've only just done it in the last couple of days and I can't remember which one's which. This looks like this is KFB's, and the front and back increases on the toe. So this is the toe up sock and this is the cuff down. I didn't really follow any particular pattern. I took some numbers from different patterns and I did the fish lips kiss heel because I can do that really easily. I've done it so many times that I've memorized it quite well. So on both of these, I think I cast on 48 stitch on this one, cuff down, 48 stitches, 10 rows of 2x2 ribbing. Then I did 30 rows leg. Is that 30? I wonder if it's these ones. Anyway, I put it down on my Ravelry, but this doesn't look quite 30 rows. Maybe it is. My knitting was quite tight at the top there. So I did 30 rows of Stockinette, fish lips kiss heel, 30 rows of Stockinette, and then toe decreases. and I did the round toe. Don't know if I've done that one before. Normally I decrease on every other row on the toe, but on this toe, so I have 48 stitches, 24 stitches on each needle for the foot. So then I just decreased to half that amount on every other row, and then rest of it I decreased on every row, so it creates a nice round toe. They do fit, but I just feel that the fabric is a little bit loose. It's a little bit tight on the top here, but then it's loosened, my knitting's loosened up again. So they're not quite as tightly knitted as I would like for my socks. And then these ones, I picked up 3.25 needles, and they came out huge. I don't know if I can compare the width of them. Same amount of stitches, 48 stitches, and they're just so much wider than the other socks, and there's only 0.25 mil difference in the needle size. I knitted them, all of these, 2 at a time with magic loop. And these ones came huge. So what I decided to do, I thought I'll do a 50 row foot, fish lips kiss heel, and 50 row leg, and then 10 rows of 1 by 1 ribbing on this one. So I was knitting them 2 at a time in 2 different directions at the same time. So when we were out and about, I made sure that I was just on straight stockinette, and then I did the heels when we were in the room. This heel is really easy to do. It's easy to pick up and leave, but how your needles are in the middle of the work, I don't ever feel that they're very secure in the bag, so I don't like to leave heels on the needles when I put them in the bag. So any other time is fine, because you can pull the needles snug. But these will be for my raising money for Alzheimer's Research UK. It's a challenge in March to knit every day. I've mentioned this before, that's not a challenge for me to knit every day, but I want to raise £150 with my knits for Alzheimer's Research UK, and that is a challenge. So I've started early, hoping to sell a few bits in February in my shop. I have a handmade gift shop where I sell gifts, crafts, cards and art on behalf of others, and I also sell second-hand items and new items on behalf of small businesses. So I thought I would have a little space for my charity knits this month. I pay takings for each month on the first week of every month. So first week of next month, March, starts on Saturday. So next week will be payout day. So I'm hoping to raise a little bit immediately to put some into my fundraiser straight away on Saturday. I'm hoping to do the payouts on Saturday. So these will hopefully raise some money for Alzheimer's Research UK. And then I did just single pair of socks. I just knitted these on their own, and these ones I just cast on 42 stitches, so they're a little bit smaller than these 48 stitch socks, and I did them a little bit shorter. So these are probably, I would estimate, maybe size 4. These are maybe size 6, and these are maybe size 9. So I've got 3 pairs of socks for my fundraiser, and they were nice thing to take away on a little holiday. I did buy a couple of things on holiday as well. Let me just go and get them there in the dining room. I only really go to Stockinette for salty licorice and Finnish licorice, but I discovered project bags there this time, so I bought 4 project bags. Some of these will be gifts, I can use these as gift bags, but they were so cute. Just a very simple drawstring bag. That's a nice jumper size. This is a nice jumper size as well. And let's see if these have got prices on. I thought they were very well priced. £4.60 each. And then there's a little notions bag, which I find handy. And then this one, which I think will be ideal for smaller projects like socks. It's a nice quilted bag, again drawstring, and it's got some pockets on the inside. I think it's a cosmetics bag, but I wouldn't use it as cosmetics bag. It hasn't got it's lined, but it hasn't got like waterproof lining. But I think it's an ideal project bag. And I think this one was £8.26. So they were nice little project bags. This one I will probably keep for my sock knitting. I'm really tempted with the other 2 as well, but I've got some birthdays and stuff coming up, so I thought they would make nice gift bags for crafters who will use them as project bags then. And I also bought 2 balls of yarn. I bought some dishcloth cotton. I think this is our own weight. It doesn't really say, but it recommends either 4 or 5mm needles. Our knitters have been doing really well on the learning course, so we were thinking that on the last week we might teach them to increase and decrease. That's not part of our scarf pattern or our course, but because they've done so well and they want to move on to doing other things quite quickly, we thought that we would teach them to increase and decrease. And we were going to make some makeup removing pads, corner to corner. So it's quite a small thing to knit, but you get to practice your increases and decreases at a very quick rate. So I bought this to practice. Because we've got loads and loads and loads of 5mm needles, so it would be nice to knit with those same needles they've already got used to. And I'm going to make some practice ones when I have a chance, but I haven't broken into that ball of yarn yet. And also in Stockinette, I bought some pink jute, only because I've never seen any before, and I thought that this would knit a really nice drawstring bag. I don't know if there is enough, but I'm sure I can make it work, even if I do something together with these 2. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting. They did have a lot of really nice superwash yarn as well, but I don't know, I've hesitated a little bit because it's not a yarn shop. I didn't know what sort of quality their yarn would be, and I haven't heard of anyone knitting with their yarn, so I don't really have anything to go by. And I've got plenty of drops yarn in at the moment. I tend to buy when they have a sale on. I tend to stock up, and I'm well stocked up at the minute. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 jumpers worth at the minute, and then lots of scraps to knit socks and little accessories. And I have finished my hoodie. I knitted my daughter one. Let me just grab the hanger. I knitted my daughter hoodie first, and she absolutely adores this. She wore this every day while we were away. I've just had it washed, so it smells gorgeous, and I just washed it in the wool wash in the washing machine, and it's come out perfect. This is knitted in Drops Fable, the confetti colorway, held together with Drops Kid Silk Mohair, so 4-ply and mohair held together. and this is the Besties Hoodie pattern by Stockinette. I knitted this first one using the app, which I wasn't 100% happy with, to be honest. I normally use Knit Companion, which I love. There's a line that you can mark exactly where you are, and if your screen time's out, if you close it, that line will always stay in the same place, so you know exactly where you are within a pattern, no matter what happens. It's never failed me. But on this Stockinette app, it doesn't remember where you are. It's very, very good because this is a multi-weight, multi-size pattern, like many of Stockinette's patterns are. That's why I chose this one. This starts from newborn to 6XL men's size, I think. So it's a huge size range, and it's also a huge weight range. I think it goes from maybe 4-ply to Aran weight. But it makes it a little bit tricky to follow because you need to constantly know which weight of yarn you're following and which size. So I knitted this using the Stockinette app because you can choose your weight of yarn, you can choose your size, and it only shows you those details. It only shows you what you're doing for your size in your weight, and in that way it's brilliant. Let me just shut that door because my washing machine is going wild. So in that way it was good. So it was easy to follow because you knew exactly where you were. This came out perfect. She loves it. It is so cozy. The pattern is not written for yarn help with mohair. It is written for straight DK, and I was going to knit it in this. But I think it elevates it. It is like an elevated hoodie. It looks so cozy on her. She loves wearing the hood. And on this one I did the hood casing 1x1 ribbing as per instructions. I did go wrong with the hood because I lost where I was in the pattern, but apart from that it's all knitted to pattern. I've got the details on my Ravelry, which size needles I use and which weight pattern I followed and which size I did. And Ella said, "Mummy, you need a hoodie too." So at first I started knitting with the Drops Fiesta ink pot, but I felt that was too light for me. And then I switched to this grey yarn. What I did, I ordered this Drops Kid Silk mohair, and I thought I could probably hold it together with this and darken this colour a little bit, but they didn't work together at all. It looked awful. So I thought, scrap this. Just in case that happened, I had bought Drops Nord in the sale anyway, in the same colourway, so the same two greys. I can't show you any because I actually ran out. Let me put it on for you. I haven't actually tried it after I steamed it. I haven't washed it, but I just quickly steamed it last night after I finished it. Yeah, I didn't take this to knit with on holiday because it was so close to being finished. I only had 1.5 sleeves to do, I think. It fits so well. Exactly, finishes exactly where I love it to finish. My magic number is 13 inches from my armpit to my just bottom of my hip. The sleeves are perfect. I thought it was fun to do matching cords. My daughter has lilac cords as well, so I thought that was just perfection. It is so cozy. This is the first time I've tried it on with the sleeves, and it is a joy to wear. On this one, I just wanted to make it even more elevated, and I did the I-cord casing in Stockinette. I felt that would be more in keeping with the shop bought hoodie, and I prefer, I didn't really see a reason for there to be ribbing in that point, in that bit. It's drop shoulder, knitted top down, and again, although I had the couple of issues with the Tinker-Knit app, I used the app. It is, if you just remember where you are in the pattern, often it's pretty obvious where you are in the pattern, but not always. Like there's some different rates of increases on the hood. So if you're just picking it up and want to go, you just need to think, hang on, have I already done this rate of decreases, or have I moved on to the next one? But I found it so much easier doing on the app and just following the weight I was following and the size I was following. So I would definitely use the app again, but just bear in mind that the app doesn't remember where you are. But unfortunately, I will be keeping this one. I lost at Yarn Chicken. I think I would have lost anyway, but I've lost one ball of Drops Kid Silk Mohair. I can't find it anywhere. I've looked under the sofa, inside the sofa, so many times. I was convinced it was somewhere there. I did find a pair of scissors there, inside the sofa, about 15 stitch markers. I found a pair of 6mm needle tips that I've lost for ages. So I did find some cute, valuable stuff there, but didn't find the ball of yarn. I think it must be in the shop, because I'm constantly back and forth, shop and home, and carrying my knits. So I think it's probably rolled under a unit there. But yeah, my cuffs are in different yarn, in different colour. And that's how the pattern is written, the Besties Hoodie by Tinker-Knit. It is all in contrasting colours. I think the sleeves are, there's even a pocket at the front here. The hood is different colour, but that's not the vibe I wanted. But I was thinking, do I shorten it? Do I crop it a little bit more? Take yarn from the hem and knit the cuffs? Do I do 3/4 sleeves? Do I order more yarn? Or what do I do? I just wanted it off my needles, to be honest. And I've got quite a bit of this Drops Lima, I think this is, DK weight yarn. And I had already made the I-cords with it, so I thought that'll be fine. But I think this is better for a younger person or a child, but not for me. So this will be going in my fundraiser. But I really enjoyed knitting this so much. But I did get a little bit sick of Stockinette in the flat, because I had already knitted the from the shoulders down to the armpits in this one, which I unravelled, and then you knit the front to the armpits as well, and then you knit the hood flat as well. But this hood, after a couple of rounds, I thought my thumb is really hurting. I don't want to do any more purling, so I just added some stick stitches and I stick the hood, because you're knitting this I-cord casing anyway. I thought, oh, it'll be fine, I'll just put the stick inside the casing and it'll be fine, which I did. But yeah, it's gorgeous. I love the colour, I love the fit, but I already have new yarn in my basket to knit one in jeans. I think it's called Jeans Navy, Drops Nord, and Drops Kid Silk Mohair. So that's the plan. I'm going to do a blue one instead. But yeah, I'm just gutted that I lost the ball of yarn. But to be honest, I think I would have run out of the 4-ply anyway. I've got I don't know where it is. Have I already put it in there? I've already got only got like 10 grams of it left. Yeah, I don't think it's even 10 grams, maybe 8 grams left. So I don't know if I would have been able to knit both cuffs with it. Because at one point I did think, should I just knit double strand this and knit the cuffs without the mohair? But I didn't have enough of this either. And I definitely haven't lost any balls of this. So I pretty much took all 6 balls and then 5 balls of kids silk mohair. I would have gone into the 6th one, but lost it. So that's my knitting at the moment. I cast on something immediately last night. I was catching up on my podcast on Sunday after we came back from our little holiday. And a couple of people were knitting this or had knitted this or had test knitted this. I will put a link down below what it's called. It's debut pattern from, I think it's Flemknit. Their first pattern, really well written so far. It's all charted. I don't know if it's written as well, but I like following charts. It's got this it's got cables all the way through. This is the top of the back panel, so I did this last night. I've done all the increases now. It's got what's called the European shoulder construction, so this is just on the, if this is the back, and then I'm assuming we'll pick up stitches from here, do the front, join the front, and then under the armpits joining around. So I've just put stitch markers there. That was my last row of increases, and I'm just knitting straight down this bit here, and I've just got a cable coming off, but it's really easy cabling because all the cables are in the same row, and the cables are every 14 rows, so you're not constantly cabling. I cable without a cable needle, and I'm finding it, I didn't even look which way the cables are supposed to turn. I'm just doing the way that I'm finding it easier to do when you hold the stitches at the front. So I'm doing that one. I'm knitting this. I felt it was meant to be because this pattern was written for Drops Daisy. You're supposed to be knitting it on 4mm needles. I'm going to check my gauge in a minute. I didn't gauge swatch. My knitting has been coming out really big recently, so I went down to 3.75 needles, and it looks nice. I think this is supposed to be maybe, no, I should be guessing, I haven't checked. So I might give this a quick steam, leave it at home, and then when I come home from work I can check what the gauge is, and if I need to do any, maybe go one size up, do a few more increases, or whether it's good to go for my size. It looks about the width it should be, because it's going to grow a little bit. The cable's cinching a little bit. There's some pearl rows there, so to be honest, I think it looks a little bit on the smaller side, but I'm gonna give it a steam and see what happens, and then measure it. But this is this was good practice anyway. If I need to go back up to size 4mm needle, I will. This was only a couple of hours last night. It's all charted, but you don't actually need the chart. After the first couple of rows, you sort of know what's going on. So it's very easy knitting, and some cables there. This is Drops Daisy mix in a nougat colorway. Really love this brown. I think it will look lovely with jeans. So yeah, that's what I'm knitting on at the minute, and I will start my Alzheimer's Research UK challenge on Saturday to knit every day, and I'm hoping to knit for the challenge every day to raise money for the challenge rather than just knit on my own things. So that's the plan. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having a cable jumper. I haven't done a cabling for ages, and this is nice, easy cabling to ease me into it. There is a cable jumper that I really want to knit. I've tried it twice before and failed, and maybe if I just ease myself into it, I could knit it this year. Fingers crossed. See you next time. Bye.